All right, Coach, going through the preseason poll, team was picked upper half. I think maybe a couple questions after beating Cedarville a couple times last year, below them. So I know the team, their reactions to it, maybe not where they like to have been seen, but for you, where do you see yourself in the team?
It's pretty fair, I think. I mean, we don't pay a whole lot of attention. I'm not sure the guys have really looked at it a whole lot, to be honest, but that's good. You know, some teams might be nervous, but some others, that's fine. So I like where we are.
For your team, a very young team last year. With that means a lot of experience and most everybody returning. I believe 8 of your 9 top scorers, pretty much your entire bench that played a lot last year back. What's it been like this year, not having to learn off of that and then being able to bring in some new freshmen into the mix this year to play?
Yeah, I actually got to give a little credit to Happy Osborne. He told me the best thing I can do is let them mature. And then they're going to be back, and he kind of gave me some guidance there. So that's what they've done. They matured a little bit. I'm not going to say a lot because they're still sophomores, a lot to learn. Still doing a lot of things wrong, but we're light years ahead of where we were. So the energy, effort, we're going to continue that and hope to build off that. Will be nice having 8 guys who have played, well 7 really who gave a lot of minutes, and then we'll throw in 2 other guys probably who in that 8 or 9 fighting for that real playing time in the mix. So if we can get them involved, then yeah, we'll be all right.
Kevin obviously picked as one of the top players announced in the preseason poll with him coming back. Talk about the experience that you get with him being a leader for the team.
Yeah, he's taken a bigger role. He's just not a verbal person, and we're trying to get that out of him. But he's been a good example. He really has been a good example. He's been early. He's getting some shots up in the gym on his own and doing things, and he's breaking that comfort zone. But yeah, he's got abilities that others on our team don't, and others in the conference they just don't have it. And then when he gets the harder players and the people like him, he's going to hit that adversity, and we're going to find out what he's done and if he's prepared.
I know this is coming into your second season. What's it been like different this year? Having, obviously you came in just before the season started last year, having a year to work with the team. How has it been different this year instead of going into last season, literally starting straight off?
Yeah, obviously time to prepare is huge. You're trying to establish a culture, and everyone's testing everybody out. So we're past that. A lot has been with recruiting. Being able to look ahead even to next year. It's tough looking for the immediate year, as most guys know. So the recruiting piece, looking ahead, but being able to, they know who I am, establish that culture, and then build off that foundation. So like I said, it's definitely been a blessing.
We know that the GMAC grows a little bit this year. I mean, the same number of teams, but a new team in, replacing a team going out, some depth, a quality opponent. But you've also added a very tough non-conference schedule, on the road a lot early to start the year, including a trip to Denver. Talk about the excitement of being able to do that, take the players to Denver to play a couple of games, but also travel around our conference that's growing, and the experience with that.
Yeah, that's part of establishing the culture. I don't schedule anybody that I don't think isn't going to be the best test that we can at the time. So we're scheduling the West Libs and the Fairmonts, and on the road at Cal early, and then at Denver and Metro State to build the toughness, when we get into conference play. So we got to build that early toughness, be resilient, see how we bounce back. Obviously, everyone's hoping to avoid injury early and late for that matter, but avoiding injury, seeing our guys, seeing how they're in shape and how they're going to react. But yeah, it's about the experience. That's what it's about. That's why you're here. And these guys get a chance to experience a little bit of life. So we're really thrilled to go and fly across the country and show our talents over in Denver.
Will you think there'll be any advantage to recruiting and that sort of thing to be able to play in those places and having these games with the growth and the network that we're being able to reach in the conference?
Yeah, it is going to impact recruiting. Midwest, teams are getting added. So it has to expand. Your area has to expand, because then you can sell it kind of those guys coming back near their house and getting a chance to play in front of some locals. So the conference is obviously getting stronger. 3 NCAA teams out of 5 almost every year, and the other 2 are probably knocking at the door. Malone's getting in this year. There'll be a good test. They got us last year in our first game. So we know they're a quality opponent. So we're just excited. We're excited where the league's headed, and we're hoping to build it up.
All right, Kevin Bracey Davis, senior, coming into your senior year, being with D&E. It's your second year with Coach Patella. having him for a whole year. Talk about what it's like going into your senior year of basketball.
Very excited about my senior year. I feel like we are the team to beat, really, in my eyes. We've pretty much been underappreciated, being picked fourth in the conference. I think we should be a little higher than that, even second, in my opinion. Coach Patelli, he's a great guy. Wish I had him all 4 years, honestly. And it's going to be a special year. I really believe that. We got some really great guys. We're really gelling out there really early, out there on practice court, practicing hard and everything. And the chemistry's there. We just one big family.
Talk about being here for 4 years. Obviously, this is your second year with Coach Patel, but you've also been in the conference for 4 years. You've seen it grow. You've seen the competition. What's the conference been like? How have you seen it grow since you've gotten here?
Since I've gotten here, the conference has grown very well. Lots of great talent in and out, especially since my freshman year. Since, people, especially here, coming through the school my freshman year, and other teams like Alderson Broadus, Kentucky Wesleyan, people of those nature. Like, I just feel like this conference is really heading in the right direction, adding new teams, and it's really on the up and up.
I know on the growth we've been able to see some new teams. You've been able to travel some places, Nashville, Kentucky, different places in Ohio, areas that have expanded from the old conference. But this year you get to go to Denver. It's non-conference. But talk about the growth and being able to experience in different places and travel new parts of the country.
I feel like it's going to be a great experience. I'm well traveled. I've been quite a few places in my life, but I've never been to Denver, and I'm really looking forward to it. Going out there and play some really good competition and just try to prove to everybody in the nation that we really are a good team and that we got what it takes to win conference and even NCAA tournament.
You talk about playing the competition, the team. A lot of that is because most of this team is back from last year. What's it been like? Obviously, you had Coach Patella for just a few weeks at the beginning of the season last year before, but now you've brought that whole team back. You've had a summer and an off season to work with Coach Patella and then know kind of the system. What's that been like? How do you feel like the team is gelling ahead of last year going into the season?
We're well ahead of schedule. First practice, you could easily see the difference between the first practice last year. Guys really going hard, going at it. Don't really have to teach as much as far as the system and terminology and things of that nature. We just really out there having fun. Everybody has an understanding and really understand like what he wants to do with the team going forward. And like I said, like we just one big family. Like everybody love one another. We're unselfish. We got really good chemistry. Probably the best chemistry team I had since I've been here all 4 years. And I feel like that's really gonna take us to the next level and do what we got to do to really surprise some people this year.
For you, individually, for the team, what are your goals coming into 2016, 2017?
My personal goals this year, it'd be nice to be Player of the Year for a conference, but I really have my goals like further out there. I want to be an All-American in the country. That's my main goal for myself, and also have a winning season because I've never had a winning season since I've been here all 4 years. So.
All right, for the team, has there been anything set aside from the team already talked about at this point? I know we're getting a couple weeks until season really kicks off. Has Coach talked about things that he wants to see out of the team?
He just wants to see us just go out there, play hard, effort, play deep. First off, we got to focus on defense. And when we focus on defense, everything will take care of ourselves because we're a well-oiled machine on offense. Like we can score with anybody, so really just starts on defensive end.
All right, thank you very much.